Hey everyone, and welcome to FSI DFS. I am McKinley412, and today we're going to be breaking down the DraftKings 4-game early slate for Thursday. There's going to be a separate video for the main slate happening later tonight, but for now, we're just going to be focusing on this early game slate here with 4 games. Weather-wise, you can see there's a slight rain issue in St. Louis, but looking at the forecast, it looks like the rain's probably going to stop before first pitch happens. But you just never know. You always want to make sure that you're paying attention to the weather. As you guys can see, I am recording this the night beforehand. So just make sure you're paying attention to the weather. Make sure you're paying attention to COVID news as well. You just never know when that positive test is going to come, and teams are going to be postponing their games, or they're going to be taking out a bunch of guys from their lineups. So let's just dive right into the pitchers here. Up at the top, you got Aaron Nola, 10K. Nola had one phenomenal game this season. You guys might remember it. It was against St. Louis, the team that he's facing here today. So 10 strikeouts. He put up 48 DK points. The other games, though, that he's pitched this season, he hasn't really put up a 10K price tag salary, I guess to say. His strikeout rate's down this season. I think he's only at like a 24% K rate, which is way down from his 33% K rate that he had last season. So he's still the #1 option on the slate. He's in a great matchup. He's facing a team that he absolutely destroyed just 10 days ago. So he's clearly the top option on the slate. Because it is such a small slate, you're probably going to be jamming him into your cash lines. BASSITT right under him at 9.2K facing Tampa Bay. Look, he's got a 2,000 salary increase since his last start, and he's been doing well. He's been getting progressively better. His Ks keep going up, up, up. But look at who he's faced. He started off the season against Houston, and he faced the Dodgers. And then he Arizona, Detroit, Baltimore. The offenses he's faced have gone from the strongest to essentially the weakest. So it makes sense that his fantasy points are going up, and it looks like he is doing better. I don't think he's worth his 9.2 price tag. I think he's priced high, maybe like 8.5, 8.6 is where I would put him, especially going up against Tampa. I mean, Tampa Bay is a top 10 strikeout team this season. But at the same time, they do put up runs. They do have the bats to put up some power and drive runs home. So 9.2, a little too high for me. But let's just go out and see what our pitchers we got here. Montgomery facing Baltimore. Montgomery, he's like NOLA 2.0. And now listen, I'm not saying he's the same pitcher, but he's in the same situation here, in that he's had rough starts all season long, except for one. And that one is against the team that he's facing on Thursday. So he played Baltimore early in the season, shut him down. No earned runs, no walks, 7 Ks, put up nearly 30 DK points. Now at 8.8, that sounds phenomenal. Sign me up. But like I said, that was 4 starts ago. He's kind of struggled since then. He's got an issue with the home run ball, allowed 2 home runs in both these games to Tampa Bay. Didn't even make it to the 5th inning against Cleveland. So at 8.8, I think he's a viable option. I think your decision is going to be, are you going to choose BASSITT, Montgomery, or EMANUEL for your SP2 here, in cash games at least? Maybe one other guy, but we'll get to him. We'll get to him later. EMANUEL, like I said, we don't have much to go on with him. His regular season debut in the majors was him coming in relief of Odorizzi, who got injured on the first out of the game last time out. So he then pitched the rest of the game, 8.2 innings. He only pitched 90 pitches in essentially a complete game. So the Angels were just swinging at everything, but could not get anything going. He only had 5 strikeouts in the entire game. When you think of 8.2 innings pitched, only 5 Ks, not the greatest. So clearly LA was just having trouble kind of stringing some things together, or some trouble with their luck on the BABIP, I guess. So Emmanuel, I don't know how long he's going to go in long relief here. That'd be my only hesitancy. But he had a really strong spring. I think he had 3 starts in spring or 3 appearances and only had a 1 ERA. So he's got the talent, but like I said, there's not much to go on with him. GARCIA, he's going to be the opener for Houston on Thursday. At 8.5 for an opener, who might only go like 2 innings, and he's not the greatest pitcher in general in the first place, I got no interest in this guy. Why go the opener who's going 2 innings when you can get Emmanuel who might be going for 4 innings for the same price? Kim at 7.3, I feel like you're just kind of going into no man's land here. I will say he has pitched better. I mean, his first start, he went 3 innings, 5 hits against for 3 earned runs, but that was better than I was expecting him to do. If you guys remember my earlier in the video from earlier in the season, I just don't think he's a great pitcher. And then he goes out to Cincinnati and throws up 8 strikeouts. He has great control. He's not going to be walking many guys. But at 7.3, I feel like you're just kind of in no man's land of he's cheap, but if you're going to be paying down and going that cheap, why don't you go even lower? Not to Kikuchi. Kikuchi is just struggling lately. He's just been getting worse and worse and worse as the season goes on. His strikeouts are down. He's allowing more earned runs. He only went 4.2 innings last time out. So he's got a serious home run ball issue. Now he's going against Houston. And if you look at his Houston line here, 7 innings, 5 earned runs, no home runs allowed. So all right for 6.3K, a guy giving you 7 innings. But if you recall, that was against Houston's B squad. They were playing guys that, so let's see, that was on the 16th. They were playing guys that have only had 1 or 2 starts this entire season. A guy like Degatti, I think he played that game. Yep, on the 16th there. So he played that. He only played 2 games this season. Tyler Jones, I believe he's only 2 games this season in that game. And then you got our guys who haven't played a lot of the season. McCormick was in that game. He's only played 11. There he is right there. So the Kikuchi was playing against like the Houston B team and still kind of struggled, still let up 5 runs. So not interested in him. Jorge Lopez going against the Yankee bats. I will say this. I don't want to play Lopez going against the Yankees, but I will say this. Once you start seeing like 5.5 on a starting pitcher, it starts to get a little bit intriguing, okay? But if I was to choose between Lopez and McClanahan, I'm going McClanahan. He kind of made his MLB debut last year during the postseason, and he didn't do great, but he's got some K upside with him. Absolutely some K upside with him. So he's going against Oakland, and at 5.5, say he only goes 4 innings, gets you 4 strikeouts, and puts up, we'll say, 10 points. Kim, or at 7.3, say he goes out, has his average game, and gets you 13 points. Gets you 3 more points than McClanahan. Are those 3 points worth the nearly 2,000 in salary difference? I mean, 2,000 salary difference, you're talking about the difference between a guy like Stanton at 5.2 and Aaron Hicks. I mean, it's a large gap. So if you want to pay below Emmanuel, I think if you want to pay down to Kim or lower, if you're looking for that value, I say just bump down into McClanahan at 5.5. Starting pitcher, I think they're calling him a true starter here too. Let's see. Yeah, he's going to be a true starter rather than an opener. So there's a possibility he can go 5 innings tomorrow. So like I said, he has that K upside. He can get knocked around a little bit, but for 5.5, give me 10, 15 points. I'm happy because that means I can load up my bats. And speaking of bats here, I think top 2 options are going to be the Yankees and Houston. Yankees obviously going up against Jorge Lopez. They've been doing well lately. I mean, you're looking at kind of the lefties in the line, but there's not many lefties to look at in this Yankees lineup here. Projected line, you got one, Odor. But really, the righties, he's just not a good pitcher. The righties are gonna be smacking him around as well. So I love the Yankees tomorrow. And the other team, though, and I kind of highlighted them earlier, is Houston, going up against Kikuchi. Kikuchi struggled in his start against the B team of Houston. Last time out, like I said, he pitched 7 innings, but he allowed 5 earned runs. Now he's going up against a much stronger Houston lineup. For now, you just never know about COVID or anything like that. But this lineup looks so much stronger than the one that he faced back earlier in the season. So if the B team put up 5 runs against him, let's say this team puts up 7 or more. I'm not saying he might get chased out before that. But yeah, Houston is going to be my second. If you're looking for a lower owned stack, I'd go with Baltimore. They do have some power. Montgomery, lefty, going against all the righties in this Orioles lineup. Hayes, Mancini, Franco, Severino, Mountcastle. You got some power in those bats, as well as hitting for contact and some stolen base upside as well. Like I said, Montgomery, he has struggled slightly outside of that one game against these Baltimore Orioles. So maybe they go lower owned because people see this game log and be like, wow, he really shut them down. But like I said, he's had some issues with control. I mean, 2, 2, 3, it's not a lot of walks, but when you see he's only going 4 or 5 innings, it adds up to go along with all the hits. So he's got that home run issue. So who knows? So just kind of like recap everything. Aaron Nola, your SP1 for sure, especially in cash. SP2, I think you're going to choose between Bassett, Montgomery, or Emmanuel. If you want to pay down below those guys, I say just slide right on down to McClanahan at 5.5, just because of the pure value he provides and the bats that you're able to get on top of that. Because those Yankees and those Houston bats are not cheap at all. And then for bats, like I said, Yankees, Houston, and sneaky, we're going with Baltimore. So that kind of wraps up things. Short slate, small slate. Ownerships are going to be high, especially in cash on those heavier bats, like the Yankees, like Houston. So good luck in your contest today. Remember, there's another video for the main slate tonight, so make sure to check that out. And as always, I hope to see you guys in the Discord. We got free rooms. We have premium rooms. The MLB room is a premium room where we provide different cores for the main slates, for all the showdowns, tiers, those sorts of things. So good luck in your contest today, and I will hopefully see you in the next video. See you guys.